Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Ellie. So today I'm going to be talking about a few empty products that I have from my project pan that I put together in my last video. Yeah, in my last video. I've been using those products and I have a couple final thoughts on a few of the products that were in my bag. And I also wanted to give you guys an update on my journey on looking for an esthetician school, because as you know, or if you don't know, I'm in the process of looking for an esthetician school. My goal is to become a professional makeup artist in the future, but as I do need to acquire my license to pursue that career, so I decided to take the esthetician route. It was either esthetician or cosmetology, so I chose esthetician. And now I'm really just in the process of looking for a good school, and I've been to so many schools. I've learned so much. I've learned what to ask, and it's kind of been like a roller coaster of a journey. Very exciting. I love it, you know, and I think I already have my final thoughts on what school I want to go to. But let me not get ahead of myself. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so for the first part, let's go over my empties in my project pan bag, and let's go over a few things I kind of took out and like just kind of replaced because I just really figured out that they weren't for me. The good thing about being in project pan is that because you're using the same products over and over and over and over and over again, you're like really seeing if it's working for you, which is, I like that, you know. I'm really going back into these products and I'm seeing if they work for me, right? So in my video of putting together my bag, I stuck this Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. I'm pretty sure this is the first one that she came out with. I have two different shades in that, and I also had purchased the primer. This was back when I was getting really into makeup, and I love Rihanna. How was I not gonna try her foundations? And the foundation isn't bad. I really do like a matte finish, but I don't know why these are just not working for me. They're like making my texture like so visible. And I have other products that don't do that for me. And there are products that don't do that for me that are drugstore products. And this is more not luxury. This is more high-end products. So they're gonna be more like on the like more expensive than drugstore products, and they're just not performing the way that I would want them to perform. I don't know if in the past it worked really well for me and that's why I got another shade. I'm pretty sure the reason I got another shade was because the first one didn't match me too well during the summer or whatever, and I got another shade. But as you can see, I've barely used them. Like really, I've barely used them. I don't know what possessed me to get so many. Now the primer is another story. The primer I have used, and I still have a pretty good amount in there. But I'm deciding to just take these out of my project pan bag, and I'm not going to use them anymore. They're just not working for me. I don't know if my skin has changed, because I don't know if you saw my last video. Let's just phrase it like that. But I've had these foundations for such a long time. I want to say going on 3 years, and I'm pretty sure my skin has changed from then till now, and that's completely okay. That's normal. But I don't think that these are that just went flying across the room. Anyways, I don't think these are working for me, so I'm gonna take them out of my project pan bag. I think I'm just gonna donate them, give them away, whether that be to my sister, my mother, my cousin, who knows, we'll see. And I did replace them. What the heck? So when I took out the Fenty, I went ahead and I put in another foundation that I've had for a while. And it's this e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. It's the one I have on today. Guys, I don't know why I ever stopped using this. This is so beautiful. I've been using it the past couple days, and it is so long wearing. It looks so good even after hours of wear, which is great because with the Fenty, at first it looked really good, But then with a little bit of time, you could just really notice the texture, and I just, you know, I like to hide that. So I have been liking this one that I put in there, and we're just gonna use her up. We're gonna use her up. This is in the shade Light 240W, and I really do think that it's a good match. I think it looks really good, but I will keep you updated because I haven't used it in a while. But these past 2 times that I've used it, yesterday and today, my makeup looks so good. Like, it's looked so good. So those are my thoughts right now on that one. Now for empty products, I only have 2 empty products. And one of them is a lip liner. Actually, my favorite lip liner. And it's this one from Juvia's Place. And this is in the shade Cola. Girl, this thing is gone. Gone. She is not coming out. I've figured out that I love a brown lip liner and then like a nude color in the middle. Like that ombre effect. I love ombre effects. You can even tell with this one I have on. I have like a darker pink on the outer side and then a lighter pink on the inside to like give it like that ombre effect. I really love that ombre effect, but this brown is so beautiful, so chocolatey, so creamy. I loved it, and I definitely have to go buy more, but I want to use what I have in my collection already before I buy more. But I definitely think this was a great product. Another empty that I have is this Laura Mercier powder. Girl, this thing is gone. Gone. There's nothing in there anymore. She's empty. She's empty. Look, a little tiny bit came out. Like literally, like it's... I loved this powder. I loved this powder, Laura Mercier. This is the first high-end powder I ever had. So beautiful, makes your skin look so beautiful. I've loved it. I've had tried products like powders since I discovered this one because I've been getting more and more into makeup, and I have found a lot of products that do look so beautiful. Laura Mercier is just the OG girly, and she is gonna be around forever, I feel like, because she's just so good. I really want to try the talc free version, but again, until I run out of all my powders, I'm not gonna do that. So can't wait to purchase Laura Mercier in the near future. And those are all the updates for my Project Pan bag that I will continue to use and love. I have been loving this Project Pan that I have going on. I really do think that it helps me figure products out, get more in depth, like if they work for me or not, because I'm using them so consistently now instead of just every day switching out products and using different products. I really like this method. And I'm just replacing them in the order that I feel like is the oldest. So if I'm running out of something, I'm like, okay, well, what's the oldest foundation that I have that I can replace it with next? You know, so that's kind of how I'm doing that bag. But now let's go on to the next exciting subject. Are you ready? Okay, so I've gone to a ton of schools, guys. A ton of esthetician schools. So for example, I went to a private esthetician school here in my area. It's called the Bare Beauty Institute. That's this one. I also have the paperwork for the Kenneth Schuler program, which is this one. She wrote some notes for me on the back. So that's the second school. And I picked up their salon service little flyer. And the third school I went to was the Paul Mitchell School. Yeah, so let me talk about a little bit of what my thoughts were on each school. The questions, kind of like a few questions that I asked, that I learned to ask along the way, because in the very first school I went to, I didn't know to ask all these questions. It's kind of just like over time with all the research I've done, I've kind of learned what questions to ask. And I'm sure I don't know everything. I'm sure there are questions that I'm still missing. But it was so helpful to just kind of like get a grasp on a few things and really know what, like, I'm glad I knew what questions to ask when I finally got to Paul Mitchell, you know, because I wasn't so confident in my questions when I went to the first two schools. So yeah, let's just go in the order that I actually visited every school. And the first school that I visited was sorry, coffee break. Was this Bare Beauty Institute. All right, guys. So if you can see this picture right here, I don't know if you can see that picture. That's literally what it looks like at the school. And they have an open space with all the beds and kind of like their what are these little machines that they work on in the back that has like the steam and all that stuff. Well, yeah, they have them right next to each bed, and that's kind of how their layout is. It's not really that private, doesn't really have any curtains, not so much of a salon setting, but that's okay. That could be okay, you know. That way you're like with your other classmates, you know, you can see everything that everyone is doing. That could be a good thing, you know. So that wasn't really like a con for me. The school is very small, but that also doesn't have to be a con. It really just depends. All right, guys, make sure you take a second to pause the screen and read through. This is definitely a pro for the school. Bare Beauty offers so much with their tuition price. I think one thing that kind of was a con for me that I didn't like was that they start people every first Tuesday of every month. And usually the program takes 4-5 months to complete, depending if you're going to school that does a 450-hour program or a 600-hour program. In this case, Bare Beauty is a small private esthetician school, and they do a 450-hour program, which was about 4 months, I believe. I was going somewhere with that. There was something that I didn't like. Oh, yes. So the fact that they start people every first Tuesday of the month, it just, like, my mind can't grasp around, like, how are students really learning if everyone's not on the same page? How do the teachers know what to teach every single day if everyone's on a different page? You know, and if you're in a small school, like, does that mean that it's up to me to learn everything? Like, am I just going to be reading out of the textbook? Like, and all these questions are going in my head, like, you know, like, is it worth it? You know, like, can I get better somewhere else? You know, because I'm paying for the school and I want to be taught. You know, like, I don't want to just be reading out of the textbook and be like, okay, we'll figure it out. You know, which I'm not saying that that's what they do, but I feel like I would feel more comfortable if it was like a set schedule. Like, the people that went into the program went in at the same time, everyone studied the same thing, everyone was on the same page, and once you graduate, that's it. You don't accept anyone in the middle. You have your program set time. You start when you start, you end when you end, and that's it. I just feel like I liked it that better. Another question that I asked was about the kits, because you do get an esthetician kit at every single school. Not every school is made equal. Not every kit is made equal. But yeah, for the most part, every kit was pretty good. I did ask about the mock exams and how many mock exams they do before state board, and Bare Beauty told me that they do 2 mock exams. And that's pretty cool. But then they didn't really have like their kids set up to exactly what you would need at state board, because they were such a new and small school that they didn't really know exactly what you needed. And I was just like, red flag. Well, I definitely don't know what you need. You know, like I don't know. You know, and so like I want a school that maybe has been in the industry longer, that knows what you need, that is trained to like, has had this experience and has been in the industry so long that they know what you need. They're going to teach you what you need. They're not just going to leave you to the wolves and basically just figure it out on your own. I want to be taught, you know, and if I'm paying, I think that's only fair. But yeah, I really was going to go to Bare Beauty. I even did the scholarship. I did the recommendation letter. I did everything to figure out how much tuition would be after. The original tuition price for Bare Beauty is $9,000. Wait, I have the paper here, how they break it down. This is how they break down the pricing. Right here. So it would have been $9,500, but I got a scholarship for $2,100 doing an essay. And that took money off of my total price. And then I was going to opt out of the tablet because I already have a tablet. I could just use my tablet instead of having so many devices at home. And that dropped it down just a little bit more. And I think that my final price was like $7,000 something. And that's all right. But I just wanted to feel like I was gonna get a good education for whatever price I was paying. Let's go to the next school, right? Then I went to Kenneth Schuler. Kenneth Schuler is a 600-hour program. They do accept financial aid because they are accredited. Bare Beauty was not accredited, so they did not accept financial aid. Yeah, Kenneth Schuler looked good. Like, it looked good. The vibe for Esthetician, they had like a salon type setting. It was very private with your beds, your machines, your curtains. So you were very private. And I liked that, you know. And then they took me back to the rooms. I said hi to the girls. It was kind of awkward, the vibe, you know, like it wasn't smooth, if that makes sense. It was just very awkward. And then towards like the end of my tour, well, she showed me the kit and everything, and then like towards the end of my tour, I just felt like she was being very aggressive, and I had to stop and think to myself, wow, is it just me that I haven't spoken to another adult in like really so long, you know, because I've been a stay-at-home mom for so long? Or is it just all in my head? You know, like, am I just making all this up? And I just think she's being rude, but she's not really being rude. She's really being aggressive. I didn't say anything when I was there, but I had that vibe, you know? And it kind of killed it for me, because I'm just like I don't want to go through 5 months of that uncomfortableness, you know? And the price for this school was $11,250. Not only is the price more, but the vibe wasn't great. And the vibe has to be, you have to feel good with the vibe when you're choosing a school, you know? I feel like that's very important for me. Make sure you take a second to pause this screen, because this is going to show you everything that's offered with the tuition price for Kenneth Schuler. But yeah, I went to Kenneth Schuler, and now let me give you a little bit of information on the last school. Now some information on the last school. The last school I went to was Paul Mitchell. And Paul Mitchell is more like a known school, kind of like Kenneth Schuler. It's a 600-hour program. They do accept financial aid. They had that salon setting that I liked. Alright guys, go ahead and pause the screen so that you can see everything that's offered with the tuition price at Paul Mitchell. So yeah, Paul Mitchell, everything looked good. The setting was there, the salon setting was there. The vibe was better. The vibe was just better. Not just with the staff, but with the students. I know that I'm probably not going to be with the same students. Well, I'm definitely not going to be with the same students that are there, because their program is like a set program where you come in and you leave between those many weeks, and they don't accept anyone in between, like Kenneth Schuler. Kenneth Schuler also does that. Bare Beauty is the only school that I looked into that accepts people every single month, and so not everyone is on the same page. But yeah, I definitely liked that about the Paul Mitchell, that everyone starts on the same page. The salon setting is there. The vibe was good. You know, the staff was very nice. And I walked in on makeup day, which is very, very exciting. I think they said that they work on makeup like maybe like a week. Other schools don't work on makeup that long, just because it isn't like a topic that's like, I guess, needed for you to pass your state board, you know, or things like that. Or they just teach you like the minimum, you know, the basics of what they need to teach you. But I really like that I walked in on makeup day, because they were just being so creative with makeup. Like each of them chose like a different theme, whether it be gothic, Marilyn Monroe, whatever, and they had to do the makeup on whatever theme they picked. And I thought that was so exciting. It would take you out of your comfort zone, and at the end of the day, I'm choosing an esthetician school because I want to be a makeup artist, you know. So a school that none of the schools are going to focus on makeup, but some are going to offer a little bit more than others. And I definitely saw that with Paul Mitchell, and that intrigued me so much, because that's the career that I want to pursue, you know. So I definitely liked that aspect. Even for FX, they say that they do FX makeup and things like that, and I think that sounds really exciting. That would definitely take me out of my comfort zone. It was just a lot of things popping out at me that I really liked of Paul Mitchell, and I think Paul Mitchell is going to be my final decision. Alright guys, so here I added a few things on what to look for, or what I looked for, and it was price and commute, curriculum, is the school a private school or is it accredited, meaning am I going to have to pay out of pocket, or does it offer some type of financial aid? How many mock exams does the school do before you take your state board exams? I feel like that's very important questions because you want to know how many times you're going to be practicing before you get to the real thing. Like how many they offer. Does the school pay your state board fees, or are you responsible for them? And last but not least, I cannot stress this enough. Please go to the school that you're looking into. Get your own idea of the school in person. Fingers crossed. We will see what happens. I'm getting the kids set up so that they have childcare during those times, and I'm completely okay to go to school during the day. Monday through Friday from 9 to 3:30 is a program. It is a little bit of a commute from my home because there isn't a Palm Metro school in my small town. I kind of have to travel more. That was a pro for the other two schools because Kenneth Schiller and Bare Beauty were inside my town, so it was no more than like a 20-minute max drive. For Palm Mitchell, I will be driving about 45 minutes every single day to get to school and back, and that was a little bit of a con, but I think that at the end of the day, it comes down to curriculum. It comes down to like if that school is offering what you're looking for. It comes down to vibe. You want to make sure that you're comfortable in the school that you're going to, you know. And it was just like so much more that popped out of me at Palm Mitchell than just did the other two schools. And I'm just so glad that I went and I gave the school like their own opportunity to kind of show me what they had, you know. I would have been very upset if I didn't drive to Palm Beach and at least give it a shot to see what it was like, because I was like, oh, I don't want to drive that far. But I had to give it a shot, and look, I ended up loving it. So yeah, I should be starting school soon, hopefully now in February. Fingers crossed again. We will see. I will keep you updated, of course, my YouTube family. How can I not? Here's my honey Aria. Aria, say
hi.
Hey to everyone. Come on, honey, go say hey to everyone.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll help you in a little bit. I know that's tipping over. Oh, tumble, timber. Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Mom, I have a couple of questions for you about this school.
Oh, do you now?
Yes.
Okay, one second. So, Aria has a few questions for me on the esthetician schools. Okay, honey. You got 5 questions to ask. What are your questions?
First, what was your favorite thing about it?
What was my favorite thing about what? About the research? About the schools?
No, about the school.
My favorite part about the school? I think my favorite part about all the schools was actually just being able to go there and see everything for myself. That was like my favorite part about every school. And then I have a favorite part about every individual school. But that's a different topic. What's your next question? All right, I'm going to say one thing I like about each school very quickly. Bare Beauty, you got it going on with all those extra things that you offer, like spray tanning and brow mapping. It's just, it's spectacular to be offering those things in the industry, included in the tuition price. That's amazing. Kenneth Schuler, I really like how structured it is. I really, really, really like that. The curriculum, that's just me. I need structure. Paul Mitchell, I love the structure and I love the vibe. There's not much to say about it. It hit my heart. I really loved it, and that's gonna be the one for me.
Question number 2. What was the one that you think you might go to?
I honestly think it's gonna be the last one. The vibe was just the best. The commute is a little far, but I want to be happy in the place that I'm going, and that place gave me that. So that's what I'm choosing.
I'm going to cut it to 4 questions because I don't have a 5th one.
That's fine. So you got 2 more to ask.
Okay. Question number 3.
Mm-hmm.
If there was one thing that you saw at the school that you wanted to do, what would it be?
Makeup, of course. And I walked in on makeup day at Palm Mitchell.
So you would like to do makeup day?
I think that's going to be my favorite week out of the whole program. I'm sure I'll love a ton of other things, but that's going to be like my favorite. Next question.
Okay. Last but not least question.
Hit me.
on makeup day, which one would you want to get? Or which one do you think would take you out of your comfort zone?
That's a good question. I'm thinking like goth. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
So there's a goth girl.
Okay.
Girl. There's Harley Quinn.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
And the last but not least, the Joker.
I gotta go with goth. Just because I don't really work with like lots of blacks and like smoky eyeshadows and just blowing the whole look out, and I feel like that would definitely take me out of my comfort zone. I would love that, you know, and I just,
well, for me,
I think that would be
if
great.
I would do it, I don't really use those bright colors. I use like that dark black. Like on Halloween, I was Wednesday, so I had like black. So I'm not really used to light colors, so I feel like the Little Mermaid would take me out.
The comfort zone, yeah, with the light colors, the nice and neutral, soft makeup looks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube channel.
Bye,
I love
y'all.
you guys.
And remember, we love you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of any future uploads. I would highly, highly appreciate it if you like this video, if you subscribe. Anything and everything helps this channel. Thank you guys so, so much. Bye.